Hey, what's up guys? It's Pixelated Follow. Thanks for stopping by, and I really hope you have your snacks and drinks ready because today we have another custom scenario in Third Age Total War. This one is going to be fantastic. This is just not a battle but a story, and that is why I love these custom scenarios because, well, there's a story behind them. There's a reason why these armies are fighting, and it makes the battle feel more lifelike. It gives the battle reason, and it's just way more interesting. So again, this one is made by the legend Paladinbob, and this one probably has to be one of my favorite ones just based on the story because of how creative it is. So let me go ahead and explain the scenario. So this is the golden age of Gondor. So this is around Third Age 1105. Gondor, they didn't have their civil war / plague yet, so they're doing very well. They're keeping their soldiers well fed, well equipped, and well trained. The kingdom Gondor is just looking really good. Now they have been expanding in the runic lands, the easterling lands, and they've been doing a pretty good job. And right here, this is a nice, I would say, military fort. It looks like it's located in a canyon, which isn't really a good spot for a city. At least I don't think so, because you need good farmland and a water source and whatnot. There is water in canyons, but not enough to feed a whole city. So I think this is more of a military base, a supply line to, feed the troops, keep them well equipped and whatnot. So Rhun, they have decided to unite as a people. The tribes have united. Obviously if they stay divided, they will fall to the power of Gondor, and they march to take out the supply line, which is a really good thing to go after because it will stop future invasions. If the troops aren't well fed, then they're not doing anything. They're not going anywhere. So they have to march into this very defensive position. You can see this map here is really awesome. You can see the defenses over here, some archers up on these flanking positions, which you can't take or you can't attack from this path right here. You're gonna have to go all the way around and take it out. So really good positions. I call this Death Valley because it's gonna be pretty tough for the easterlings, the runic people, to take out this defense. Now we do have some dwarves here who are going to be joining in the defense. Gondor was trying to get some help in this invasion. They promised them that the lands of the easterlings are very rich with minerals, gold, and you'll return very wealthy dwarves. And yeah, they were very excited to join them in this invasion, but now they are on the defense because they did not expect to see a massive runic army. So in this scenario, Paladinbob gave the defenders a lot of bonuses. When you're talking about stats, he improved their stats. That's again supposed to represent the golden days when soldiers were well fed, well trained, and well equipped. And Rhun is really going to have to rely on their numbers. In this war that's going on, this is in the lore. This battle, though, is not so much in the lore. I mean, you can't write about every single battle and every, historical point in Middle-earth. It's only one man, Tolkien, doing the best he can with his history, which, again, obviously he created a fantastic, amazing world with lots of history, but it's cool to, fill in the gaps, come up with a little bit of your own lore, so to speak. So this is really awesome. This is why I like this battle so much. Paladinbob, man, he did a lot of research. He read a lot of documents and whatnot to try to create the most lifelike scenario in this war. Like, would this really happen? And it does seem like this is something that would happen. So moving on to the rules of this scenario, there's a couple rules here. It's not a lot. It's very simple. If you look back here, this is the Emperor's army, and this is the cool thing about this army is that you just know it's the Emperor's army just by looking at it. It's just so golden and shiny. The rest of the armies here a little bit, dull. Like they're not as shiny. So they show up 20 minutes later to reinforce the attack. Also, there's another army over here that shows up at the same time 20 minutes later. We do have some reinforcements on the defending side, which they show up after the reinforcements of Rhun show up. It's only a couple units of cav, so it's not anything major. I don't know where they are located on the battlefield. I don't know where the Gondorian reinforcements are, but they're somewhere around here. So let's go ahead and look at the army comps. and it looks like this battle is going to be starting pretty soon. So we'll start with Rhun here. We got 2 armies currently marching in Death's Valley. I bet these men are terrified, but Paladinbob is commanding one of the armies. So here's his forces. Lots of lower end units like clan crossbowmen, clan warriors, clansmen. I think they also have some hillmen and stuff like that. And then here's another lower end army commanded by Glady, who has a very similar army comp. They do have some clan guard, which is a pretty solid unit. Some catapults over here. And just overall, a good army, just not as good as the reinforcements, which are located over here. So here's one of the reinforcement forces commanded by Danila, something like that. He's got some clansmen, clan warriors. He's got some Varg tribesmen. I think these guys are custom. I've never seen these guys before, so it's pretty cool to see them on the battlefield. Then he has some clan guard back here, and then here's his general and some Varg raiders. So that's his army. Let's move on to the final attacking army, which is commanded by Mr. Deluxe Penguin, who's bringing some clan warriors, some the Luke Gamp Rim and Flag Rim. We've got the Nar Rim, and we have the Innis Rim. So just again, the golden boys, the great soldiers of the Easterlings. So very cool. They also have some hillmen over here, which he could probably use as meat shields, to be fair. Just don't tell them that. So moving on to, excuse me, moving on to the defenders, who again have a smaller army but more elite army. We have the dwarves commanded by Jokadale, and the dwarves are bringing a classic dwarven army, lots and lots of infantry. He's got some iron guard, halberdiers. They're called halbermen. More iron guard moving forward. I think he also has some crossbows, some axemen. So overall, a nice mix of very deadly infantry, and of course, he is bringing some artillery. And there are the crossbowmen. Moving on to the final army, which is Gondor, commanded by Glowbox. He's got a pretty nice army too. I wouldn't say I kind of like the dwarven army a little bit better, but Gondor, he's got some Citadel Guard, which are waiting in reserve in this really cool defensive position. He's got his general back here and some Gondor archers. I like the fact that he is keeping back some reserve troops in case everything goes bad. You know, in the outer walls, he will have something to defend the inner walls. So here's some guards of Osgiliath, and he also has some troops scattered in Death Valley, like archers, trebuchet. So yeah, he's got some Gondor archers on this side. Here's his trebuchet, and I believe he has some archer militia over here. So that's pretty much his forces. Those are pretty much the armies. We'll go ahead and do normal speed here. And I am going to cut out a good mix of this battle because if you look at the frame, the number of frames, it's insane. This battle is ridiculously long, which you guys really enjoy, but I want to make sure the flow of the battle is a decent pace. I don't want to be here for like an hour and a half or 2 hours. So I will be cutting out and fast forwarding through skirmishing phases or marching of troops, just again to keep up with the pace of the battle. And I think that's everything. That was a pretty long intro. I wanted to make sure I said everything right. But yeah, I think that's it. So, you know, this kind of puts Rhun in a good light. You know, it really shows how much Gondor really harassed Rhun. Now, I could be mistaken. Maybe Rhun first attacked Gondor, and then this is like Gondor, you know, responding to them constantly being attacked and trying to conquer their lands. But I understand if Gondor just out of the blue attacked Rhun, which again, I'm no lore master, so I could be wrong. Which, by the way, these clan crossbowmen are getting wrecked right now. But if Gondor just randomly attacked Rhun, I understand why Rhun would help Mordor attack Gondor. It kind of puts them in a better light. But again, I could be completely wrong about everything. So I just like I like to see dynamic, you know, factions in stories where it's like Gondor. If you look at Mordor, they're just kind of like evil, you know, like there's no real clear reason they're evil. I mean, of course you got the backstory of, you know, how they're like tortured elves and they just are mindless slaves to Sauron and whatnot, but it's not as like cool, you know. Like with Rhun, there's a backstory and there's a reason why they hate Gondor. So I think that's pretty cool. I like that. It makes it more real feeling, you know. Because in real history, there's no evil people. There's reasons why they attack. There's reasons why they do certain things. Everybody thinks they're fighting for the good, you know? Anyways, let's move on to the battle because things are getting pretty intense here. He's got his troops in loose formation. We're right in the heart of Death Valley, and we have some dwarven miners actually charging forward. Very ambitious miners here. And this is a really cool scene. I really enjoy this beginning part of the battle. Here comes the clansmen charging into the dwarven miners. Very nice. So it's a battle of who's the shiniest turd. But I think the dwarven miners, they're a little bit better, especially with the support of the archers from the ridges over there. And here comes more troops charging in. I do like this position here from the dwarves. They've got their iron guard filling in the gaps here. Filling in the gaps here. And some dwarven halbermen. Oh man, this battle is so intense. It's cracking my voice. And oh, there we go. That's what we love. Some artillery coming in, and we can see the hordes of runic soldiers getting ready to invade this position. But this is really, really good start for Rhun, using their crossbowmen and trying to take out the dwarven defenses. That's what you need to do in this kind of situation. Oh man, look at this. Look at this beautiful fight over here. I love it. This is why I love these custom scenarios, because it's unlike anything we've seen before. And Paladinbob, buddy, if you're watching this, thank you, dude, so much. You have no idea what you've done to my channel. You know, like, you've really helped. You've helped my channel out a lot, and I do appreciate that. And you definitely deserve some credit there. So keep it up, man. And yeah, and yeah. So yeah, here comes another dwarven charge. Jokadale getting a little too ambitious here. He's gonna be outflanked by Rhun, who's charging in. Just, you know, Rhun actually has a reason. You know, they're fighting for something. You know, they want to save their people. They want to save their land. But the dwarves, on the other hand, you know, they're just fighting for money. And Gondor, same thing. It's like Gondor doesn't really feel like they're defending their homes. They just have to fight because their kingdom is expanding. So I think the morale is on the side of Rhun. But Gladdy has his clansmen trying to protect the artillery here. It looks like one of the catapults have been destroyed, which is not a good sign. He's going to need those catapults for the settlement that is behind Death's Valley. But these Iron Guard, even though they're surrounded, they're just chewing up these clansmen. And when I say that, I always think of the KKK. I'm so sorry. I don't know why. It's just a really goofy name to me. But you know, I'm sure that I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just forget I said anything. I just can't help it. It's just clansmen. It's just too close. Where's the master wizard? All right. Here's some clan warriors though, close by, ready to fight. It looks like they weren't really paying attention. The Iron Guard charging in. We got more forces coming in this way. This is a very crazy battle. You know, there's no battle lines and there's small pockets of fighting everywhere. But let's see, what do we got here? Some horse guard coming in, and he is going to charge into the flanks here, the choke points. So he's going to start the advance. We got Paladinbob here with his clan warriors, hoping to take out this dwarven halberd position. And we have more soldiers coming in this way. So this is a really fantastic start to this battle. Here's the horse guard trying to get some hammer and anvil on the iron guard. So it's a battle of guards, and we got more catapult fire coming in from the dwarven catapults. Also, we have more clansmen taking on the dwarven halberdmen. So a pretty nice fight. I do like how fast the easterlings are moving, because they don't want to get stuck in this death zone, this kill zone. So they got to get going. They got to keep their troops in loose formation, and hopefully they can break through this defense without losing too many soldiers. Here comes another volley here. Oh, jeez. I love it, man. This is such an epic scene right here in this battle. It's really cool. I don't know why it looks so awesome. It just is. Here's some jabbies over here, throwing at the backs of the dwarves. The dwarves are very tired, but they're eager. They're not wavering. Looks like they're trying to get to the backs of the clan warriors who are trying to break through the choke point. The halberds are starting to thin a little bit, and it's not looking great for the dwarven defense, but I'm sure they killed a ton. Let's go ahead and look at the perspective of the archers over here. This is really cool. We've got the Nice defense. I forgot the correct terminology of the wooden stakes here, but yeah, they've got some protection, and they're firing over and racking up some kills. It looks like they're going after this big blob of clan warriors. Also, look at the bolts coming in from the crossbows of Rhun, really just peppering down these halberds. And oh, here comes a, oh, what? Oh, they destroyed a catapult. What a lucky shot. What a freaking lucky shot. That is really rare in Medieval 2, destroying catapults with catapults. And now here's a bird's eye view of this battle. And what a beautiful battle so far. So a big mass of troops in the center. They're doing everything they can to break through this first layer of defense. They are making some progress, but they do need to hurry up or their army will be slaughtered by the flanking archers. Let's see, we do have some cav. Looks like he is going to flank around this small gap. And we do have some vulnerable iron crossbowmen who are about to get charged. I don't think he realizes that the flank has been exposed, and now he's getting charged down. Here comes some axemen trying to charge in and save his crossbows. So a little bit of a sloppy defense here from the dwarves. I honestly think so. Oh, and here comes some hammer and anvil. That is a great play right there from Gladdy, who not only got the charge in the archers, but also turned around his cav and got a hammer and anvil. But there's a lot of friendly fire and death going on in this one area as both armies fight for this choke point. And the ballista, or is that the trebuchet throwing rotting meat to try to break the morale, to dishearten the troops? So that's pretty interesting that he's not using a standard shot there. I guess he wants to use up the rotting flesh and try to, again, hurt their morale and their will to fight. But he does have his raiders over here trying to pepper down. Here comes, oh man, that is so awesome. Look at that position. Look at this. Look how high up he is. This is such a cool spot in the battle. Oh my god. Oh my god. Screenshot. Look at that. Look at that. The Athelian Rangers, man. They've got the best seat in the house. Trebuchet, very good spot. He's got some Blackroot Vale archers over here too, looking over the battlefield. Great battle so far. Really enjoying this one. All right, so here comes Clan Hunters. So he's got some composite bow troops. Oh, and there goes that ballista, wiping out a ton. Is that the? Oh, I think he took out a ton of the clan guard, which is really unfortunate. Oh. It's pretty hard to miss in this situation. Let's see, what are they fighting over here? They've got a small group of Iron Guard that is almost completely surrounded, but they're still holding. But it doesn't look like these guys are going to make it out alive. So they're still fighting for the choke points over here. He did send in his dwarven axemen to hold the breaches. And here's another, oh, more dwarves coming in to fill in the gaps here. Oh, and the camera and I are doing battle. There we go. God, what a great battle so far. Really enjoying this one. When I looked at the length of the battle, I'm going to be honest, I was like, oh man, I don't know if I want to do this one. This one's going to be insanely long. But so far, it's been non-stop action, not a lot of, not a lot of nothing going on. There's always something going on so far. And this has to be one of the coolest battle scenes I have seen in Third Age Total War. Just this Death Valley over here as the runic people desperately fight to get through the defenses. And how fitting that the Emperor, he uses his elite army last, because he's going to make the rabble break through the deadliest part, and then the Emperor's army can break through later and get to that fortress and steal all the glory. But don't worry, I'll write a song about all these rabble who are breaking through the toughest defense. Alright, here we go, guys. Flanks have been exposed, the dwarves are losing their ground, and we've got some clan guard breaking through the center. It looks like the dwarves are retreating. They're like, get out of here! Fall back! Fall back! They did lose a catapult. They're going to quickly try to get this catapult back, but they need to hurry up, or Rhune's going to be close behind them. Probably going to get chased down by some horse guard. I don't know. Actually, the horse guard are wavering. These axemen are doing a lot of damage to them. Alright, but look at this next layer of defense. So it's not like the dwarves are that much in trouble. He does have some dwarf warriors in shield wall formation, which is really cool. Do love the dwarves, man. They're awesome. And let's see. What is this? More crossbows retreating back. The only thing that's bad about this is that they might lose the flanking ability here. Actually, you know what? Gondor has a great view, and they can actually maneuver their troops over this way. You see this long ledge over here? They can use that and get a better angle to Rhun, who's trying to break through. But let's head back over to this front line, see what's going on. So I think it's fair to say, actually, you know what, guys? This is crazy. This is insane. 21% of the defenders killed and 21% of the allies, which is the easterlings, killed. That's pretty crazy considering that this position is really heavily defended. Now, again, remember 21% is more soldiers on Rhun side because there's more of them. So more soldiers killed, but still, that's pretty great for Rhun, doing a lot of damage in a very tricky situation of, you know, being surrounded by archers and having to break through these choke points. But here comes the Cav of Rhun moving in. This is the Varg Raiders. They've got their axes out. They put their bows down. It's time to get their axes wet, if you know what I mean. And they're going to go ahead and charge in and wipe out this catapult. Now, we do have some iron crossbowmen trying to save the catapult, but it looks like it's going to be in vain because there's no way they're going to stop all that cav that is charging over like a stampede of buffalo. That's a weird analogy. Whatever. Or metaphor. No, analogy. Whatever. Just watch the battle. Just you know, just don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, so the horse archers, they are trying to fire back at these archers up here. This is gonna be really tricky to take care of these guys. This is awesome, man. Look at this. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Death's Valley. This is the Devil's Den. Oh man. Alright, so here's some lancers. They gotta watch out with the catapult. In fact, I would try to go after the artillery if I was those archers. I feel like the catapults are a little bit more important than the infantry, because you could always hold back the infantry and like choke points and whatnot, but artillery, it's pretty hard to stop unless you have a ballista. But here's a nice shield wall slash pike formation, keeping back the cav. And what is going on here? How are the dwarves getting this catapult back in position? Do they not realize that the catapult is just like sneaking their way through? They're like, make way for the catapult. My goodness. And the crew is going to survive with a unit of 13, and they're going to be able to continue to fire that catapult. So that charge from the iron crossbowmen will not go in vain. They saved the catapult, and they made their people proud. So that's always good to see. So they continue to hold. It looks like both armies are kind of resting up here. And we might have a little bit of a slow part in the battle, but what an intense start to this fight. And it looks like most of the runic armies have been wiped out, well, at least the first two that charged in. Now, they do have the reinforcements over here, which it hasn't been 20 minutes yet, so they cannot begin marching until then. But yeah, it's going to be pretty tough for Rhun. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be really challenging for them. But here comes more troops this way. It looks like Gladdy had some troops back there that he did not realize. Oh, we got catapults. Catapults firing into the shield wall pike formation, trying to wipe it out, which is always a smart move. Don't set in infantry when you can fire your bows and your artillery. And now we got some cav charging in, trying to take out the iron crossbowmen, who knows what they're doing, charging out here like this, like a bunch of crazy men. Okay, so actually, you know what? It looks like they're going for the catapult, and we got a bit of a catapult battle. Let's see if we can... Oh, no! The dwarven iron crossbowmen silenced the catapult. What a crazy charge. I never thought they would make it to this point, you know, without breaking. But they are breaking now, so they did slow it down for at least one shot, you know. So, I don't know. They bought more time for the dwarves. Man, those iron crossbowmen, they're really doing a good job stepping up to the plate. I love this. I love this shot right here. This is just so cool. And what are they firing at? Oh, they're going after some Varg archers. So they're trying to take out the archer capability. And we do have a charge of clan crossbowmen. They are exhausted. I don't know if he's actually going to commit his forces. Almost some friendly fire over there, just going over the heads. We do have some catapults firing in standard shot. Looks like they're trying to snipe out this catapult. But I don't know. Do you go for the catapult or do you go for the infantry? Oh, that was really close. Oh, here comes a brave charge. What are they doing? Look at this formation. This is awesome. Oh my goodness. Okay, so they take out 2 lines of infantry and almost taking out the catapult. Very, very close right there. And here comes some clan guard coming in. Now they're trying to take advantage of that artillery shot. Uh-oh. What do I see back here? It looks like he got another hit there. But we're looking back here. The reinforcements are now moving in. So the Emperor's army is about to begin their attack. So that is good to see. Some fresh troops to the battle. The dwarves, they were probably thinking that this battle was almost over. You know, they're like, oh, that's just 2 armies, not a big deal. We pretty much wiped them out anyways. But pretty soon they're going to see another massive amount of runic easterling forces headed towards their front lines. More shots coming in. Oh man, this is a very intense skirmish / battle infantry fight. The dwarves pokey, trying to poke the enemy to death with their pikes. We do have some javies back here, but they're very depleted. But it's better than nothing. And I think what's gonna happen here with this very depleted runic army is like they're just gonna sit back and skirmish and try to absorb most of the archer ammo. Honestly, if I was Gondor, I would hold my ammo and save it for the more elite easterlings, because I don't know, it's tough. Well, they're going after clan warriors, which are not a huge deal. So I definitely think they need to hold their ammo, save it for a better situation. All right, so the pikemen getting shot to death here by the javies. They have two choices here. They can just sit back and hope that they miss most of their ammo, or they charge forward and try to take out the javelins. Let's see, is he going to charge in more troops? He does have his dwarven warriors moving up here. I love that march right there, the shield wall march. There they go, they're reforming. And he is charging out his dragon slayers. Oh, another good hit there, taking out a huge chunk of troops. This is a very tricky situation for the dwarves. They are just getting obliterated, and there's really not much they can do about it. So he's got some iron crossbowmen, but they're not firing. At least it doesn't look like they're firing. And you got some dwarves taking shelter behind the wooden walls here. And here comes another volley. I love the artillery action, but they do need to be careful. They don't want to waste all their artillery shots in this one situation. They need to save it to knock down some gates and walls in the defense. Here comes more troops coming in. Clan crossbowmen. Oh man, they're just getting obliterated over here. I think the dwarves should stop sending in forces. Here comes some dwarven warriors to support the dragon slayers. And Rhun is just, slowly sending in infantry. They know they're not going to win through infantry, infantry-wise. But they are stopping this dwarven infantry, clumping them up so they can focus their catapults and whatnot and archers into this big blob. But the dwarves are going to continue to pursue over here. Let's see how far they go. They might continue to push out and try to take out some of those catapults. But, they're really not going to get a lot done. And it looks like one of the catapults were destroyed over here. So that is good news for Gondor and the defenders. Also, we still have this ballista up here. Actually, 2 ballista, or trebuchet, not ballista, I'm sorry. 2 trebuchet. Hopefully, I haven't been saying that all game. So hopefully this trebuchet can really lay down the firepower and do some damage. The Athelian Rangers moving back into position. Blackroot Vale Archers. Are these guys even in range? Not really sure, but maybe, just maybe, Gondor is saving his ammo on this side to focus on the reinforcements. Or these are just the scouts where they're like, my god, there's a whole another 2 armies marching through the valley. Send a scout, send a rider to the king. Send a message to the king. Alright, so this is a pretty good position. Not much Rhun can do about this. Should be interesting to see what they do once the more elite Emperor's army shows up. But they are slowly marching here. It looks like they're, you know what? They're being really conservative over here. I think they're trying to get their Gondor enemies to waste their ammo on the cheaper troops. But we do have some of the soldiers from the reserves marching forward. It's really, I just love this battlefield right here. It's just littered with death. Troops moving in and out of position. Arrows flying down. Let's see. He still has ammo. So maybe he's holding his ammo here. Let's see. They could also try to take out the siege towers, which would be a very valid target. Oh, just look at all the arrows spraying down on these troops. And there we go. I think the Athenian Rangers are firing. Yes, they are. This is so awesome. Look at that. Look at that angle they've got. Perfect. Death's Valley, man. Truly, truly Death's Valley. Alright, more archers firing over here. Clan hunters trying to fire at Gondor. I think that's just a waste. I don't think they're going to kill anyone. They might kill a couple troops, but it's not like they're going to wipe out the unit. And they're using fire arrows, which is never really a good idea. It's better to use standard shot, more accurate and faster rate of fire. So this is going to be one of the toughest spots that Rhun is going to have to break through. But here comes some Varag tribesmen. I don't really expect much out of these guys, especially because they're spearmen. And spears are not very good in Medieval 2. Oh, here comes some cav charging in. So they're just slowly trying to break down the Dragon Slayers. Very weak troops. Friendly fire from the catapult there. There we go. They're really starting to make a push now. And when is it time where Gondor just has to call it quits? When do they just give up on this defense and fall back to the castle, the fortress? That's going to be the very strategic decision they have to make. We've got some infantry and shield wall. They are getting harassed from archers. And look at this. Oh, yep, this is what I thought, guys. Oh, goodness. The trebuchet are focusing on the reserves over here. This is a huge blob of troops. He's got to be careful. He's got to spread out his forces so not too many men die from the trebuchet. And I think the same thing's going to happen over here. They're going to save this trebuchet and spend it on the forces that are showing up in reserve. Let's see what's going on back in this choke point here. More dwarves are being, forced into the front lines, holding back this huge blob of lower end troops from Rhun. And Rhun, man, they want to stop this invasion. They've got to get to that supply line. And I can imagine that their armies are hungry too. And getting that supply line means they can sack the fortress and get some supplies and, of course, some riches. Here comes another shot here. I gotta see this. Oh, did they get anyone? Oh, yes, they did. They got a couple troops. That's the great thing about the trebuchet is the range is really, really far. Here's the great golden army of the Empire, or not the Empire, but the Emperor. And now he's charging in his clan guard. They are in loose formation. Here we go. Here comes another shot. Oh my God! See, that was smart of him to use loose formation. Only one soldier died there, so that's pretty smart. Here comes another shot here. Oh jeez! Come on, Rhun. You can do it, man. Get your clan guard. This is such an awesome scene. They're like, charge! Break through Death's Valley. Oh man, could you imagine being one of these soldiers and just running through all of the dead allies on the battlefield? How terrifying would that be? You have no idea how the battle is going, but you're commanded to charge in. And Rhun's looking pretty healthy over here. They've got a lot of soldiers doing well. More dwarven warriors though. Look at that, a lot of dwarves now, so it's a pretty even battle. But dwarves, to be fair, are better. But oh, here we go, guys. Here we go. So, yep, the archers did move over to this position. They are using fire arrows. I assume they're trying to break the enemy. Oh, no! Who died? Oh, my God. The general has fallen. One of the runic generals dead from the trebuchet. So that is a really, really unfortunate event for Rhun. They're really going to suffer from the morale. News is spreading amongst the ranks that one of their great generals has fallen from a trebuchet shot. There we go. Come on, keep up the fire, men. Keep up the fire. Oh, dang camera. I hate that. Alright, so yeah, they're really trying to break through this choke point, but it's looking pretty bad for Rhun. The fire arrows are causing some fear in the ranks. And, oh, look at the jabbies though. That was a really good volley from them. They definitely need to send up more infantry. Here comes more ballista shots. Oh, looks like they're going for more cav, guys. That's unfortunate. Rhun needs to be careful with their generals. You gotta watch out from the artillery sniping. Here comes more forces storming down the valley. They are getting hit hard from arrows. So yes, I'm so glad that Gondor saved some of his ammo and is now using it on more elite troops. Because that's what you want to do against elite troops. You know, if you can kill them from afar before they actually engage in melee, you're going to save a lot of lives. But finally, some reinforcements are going to show up to the front lines. Much needed reinforcements. God, I love that volley from the javelins. Here we go. Here comes another charge. We got the clan guard. Hopefully they go back into tight formation or normal formation. I think it kind of affects their fighting if they're stuck and loose. What happened there? They all like tripped up or something. There we go. Tight formation. Come on. There they go. There they go. Much needed reinforcements. Well-timed charge here. And now the reinforcements of Rhun are officially fighting the dwarven defense. We got some elite archers over here. Holding back. Let's see, what are they firing at? Looks like they're trying to kill the dwarven reserves. Let's see where their arrows land. Yeah, they're going for the dwarven reserves. But archers are going to be really important. Let's go ahead and look at what they've got over here. So yeah, mostly Gondor defending this this nice position. We do have some dwarf guards of Khazad-dûm who are keeping in reserve, staying in reserve. This is going to be a pretty intense battle that's going to take place right here. It's going to be an epic last stand, I can imagine. But really, they don't have that many troops. I mean, once the tribes of Rhun break through this defense, it's going to be pretty easy. It's going to be a cakewalk for them until they get to the town center, that is, of the fortress. Are they breaking? A unit of 30 of clan guard breaking? Man, this is going to be tougher than I thought. Yeah, they're definitely doing a lot of damage to the runic armies. Look at all the dead here in this one choke point. It probably stinks really bad. Really, really bad. Alright, so what do we got over here? We got some clan warriors. Mr. Deluxe Penguin, that's part of the Emperor's army. We got some more clan guard over here. And the rest of the Emperor's army moving forward. But he is keeping back the elite of elite soldiers, trying to save them from trebuchet fire. And I think the defenders are doing a really smart thing. They're not using their ammo. They're saving some of their ammo because they know that they need to waste it on the elite golden army back there, not so much the infantry up here. Oh geez, okay, good shot there from the catapult, taking out a couple dwarves. Not a ton of them, but here's some clan warriors, and the dwarves are trying to push to get to the archers and silence the archers. In Gondor, they're now firing their Gondorian archers. They're firing their arrows, and we have some fire arrows. It looks like they're going for the trebuchet up there. Rhun realizes that they need to take out this trebuchet. Oh wait, hold the phone. This is the reinforcements that I was talking about earlier that I did not see. I guess they were on the flanks. So yeah, here they are. So we got some Gondor Cav that are going to show up at the rear. We also have some Swan Knights showing up at the rear of Rhun. They're not really going to get much done, to be fair, because look at this. Yeah, look at this. We got some hillmen watching the flank. Word has spread about the flanking maneuver from Gondor. But I think Glowbox, who is commanding Gondor, he needs to just wait. Just wait. Don't use the cav right away. Be patient. You have time. You don't have to charge him in. Wait for a much better opportunity. And here comes more trebuchet shots coming into Rhune's position. And are they breaking through? They finally have taken the bridge of justice. And it looks like dwarves are now charging in to try to fill in the gaps and hold back Rhun. Rhun, oh, the trebuchet coming in. That is so beautiful. Very good shots there. Oh, there's another one. Oh, man, they took out a lot of lancers over there. Look at this army. Look at them march forward. God bless their souls. All right, so a lot of arrows coming in. He's got dwarven warriors holding them back. Most of the dwarven army, it seems, they're dead. They fought bravely in the Death Valley, but will it pay off? Did they do enough damage? It's going to be tough. Now looking at the percentage kill, 44% of the defenders have been killed and 52% of the attackers have been killed. But please remember, these percentages, they don't represent the elite forces. So Rhun, even though they're 52% destroyed, it's still the better half of their army that is still living. But here comes a flanking charge by clan warriors who are going to try to get around the dwarven defense here. Actually, what are they going for? Well, this is actually really good. The dwarves were not well prepared to hold this bottleneck position. And now they're going to have to suffer the consequences. We got some axemen of Erebor doing everything they can to hold back the clan guard. And what is going on? Why are they cornering themselves? I don't know. But the clan warriors getting outflanked. I guess Mr. Deluxe Penguin was not paying attention. But it doesn't matter because he's got some reinforcements coming in. I think that was just a trick. You know, try to get him to chase some of his forces. Now they're getting surrounded. And the dwarven defense is breaking. It is not looking good for them. They just have to break down these axemen of Erebor, and once they're surrounded, it won't be that challenging. All right, so let's see what's going up here. Let's see, how does Gondor exactly get down from here? That's a good question. I think they can go down this way, maybe? Yeah, they are already sending their forces back home. So they're like, yeah, we need to get out of here. This is not looking good. Pretty soon we're going to be outflanked. So he is sending back his forces home. Let's see what he's doing with the Athelian Rangers. Let's see, where are they? Is this them back here? Yep, here they are. Athelian Rangers. See, this is a tricky thing about this battlefield, is figuring out when to retreat your forces because they have such a long way to go. And don't you hate it when there's rocks in the way and you could easily just walk around them, but it's like, I don't want to walk around it. I want to go through the rock. I don't know. This is a Medieval 2 glitch. I've seen this many times. But they'll eventually figure it out. Don't worry, guys. They're not that stupid. Alright, so yeah, they're quickly getting those archers back. It looks like they're going to prepare to hold in the last stand. Dwarves are getting surrounded and cut down. The cav is now free to break through, storm in. The trebuchet is still firing. I think what they should do with their cav here is try to get around and take out those trebuchet. Because the trebuchet, as long as they're up on that cliff, they're going to get a lot of kills. So they need to quickly take it out with their fast-moving forces. Here's another general. I don't know if this is... I don't think this is the general that died. This is Paladinbob's general. And let's see what he does with his horses. I think he will begin to move out. We do have some Gondorian... well, this is actually the general's bodyguard. Wow. So they're like, all right, men. We have to protect the flank. I know we're surrounded. But we're charging in. We got to slow them down. We got to buy time for the trebuchet. There they go. What an epic part. I mean, I could imagine... being one of the Gondorian cav, forces, being one of the troops in the unit, and just looking at the massive horde of cav headed this way, and you're just one small unit of about 25, and you have to hold them back. Here comes another charge from the general. So wow, I don't know why. Oh wait, the general's using some abilities here. Did you hear that? It's Boromir. Boromir holding them back. Awesome. We have another general. Here's Paladinbob's general. Looks like Paladinbob's general. He's just gonna run around, try to go for the trebuchets. Let's see. Do they have any cav making their way downtown, walking fast? Let's see. I don't know. Here's some Gondor archers who are giving up in that position. Now they're moving up the siege towers now that they have a clear path to the enemy walls. And more cav coming this way. Actually, Gondor holding back this large cav force from Rhun. Very brave men. Excuse me. They're doing a great job. They might actually win this situation, but we do have more cav coming in to try to outflank these guys. Oh, more trebuchet fire coming in, going after the clan guard. I do like the fact that they're slowly moving up their army. They realize if they just rush in one big blob, they will get obliterated by the enemy artillery. They really have to wait until they can take out the trebuchet, and they have to get through this general's bodyguard first. And what about the, oh, you know what? I forgot about the other cav forces. Oh, dang it, guys. I'm sorry. It looks like we did have some cav fighting over here. You can't get everything about the battle, but it looks like Rhun really took care of this cav charge. And this is why I was saying that they should just hold back the cav, because Rhun is watching. You know, he's well prepared for this flank, especially with the Gamp Rim over here. So I think Rhun, or not Rhun, but Gondor should wait a little bit, but it doesn't really matter now because most of its cav has been obliterated. So let's see what's going on this side. So finally, the general has been defeated, but he's still going strong. Hopefully he gets back inside the city. Let's see. Come on. This is Boromir we're talking about. I want him back inside. Is he breaking? No. But we got some archer militia up here who are activating the arrow towers, which is good. And let's see. Do we have some... Well, we got some archer militia trying to hold back the cav, which they might actually do because the cav is so depleted. And there goes Boromir. He has been slain. Not by Lurtz, but by some cav from Rhun. Not a big deal for Gondor. It's really not, because they have infinite morale in the town center. But it sucks to see a general die that quickly. And the dwarves, they still have their general, and they still have a catapult over here. So, you know, nothing's impossible. I really hope that they just give up on this defense over here. They just need to retreat their forces, send everything back to this final stand right here. They're going to need every man. This is their best bet to win this battle against this massive runic army. So more siege towers getting to position. Let's see. Cav trying to cycle charge the enemy to death. It is mostly archers who have used up their ammo. So is it going to be enough? Not really sure, but here comes another heavy cav unit. This is Gladdy's bodyguard. Also, they're sending in some clan guard. They are getting shot from, I believe, some Gondor archers who still have some leftover ammo. And this is so cool, man. Like, this is why I love these custom scenarios, because we just witnessed a massive battle over here. And that's only the beginning of this battle. There's still going to be a siege fight over here, a taking of the walls. But again, hope Gondor retreats. Oh, there's the dwarven ability there. I really hope Gondor retreats and falls back to this position right here. And it's going to be easier to defend that, less to worry about, less area to worry about. But more and more Gondor forces are trying to return home. But they're going to be pretty disappointed when they see a bunch of runic forces. So I believe they're just going to have to fight. They're going to fight to the death. Yeah, and now that his infantry is pinned, he's going to send in the cav. And probably just either cycle charge, get a hammer and anvil, or go for the trebuchet. But yeah, more and more forces crossing this bridge. The trebuchet is still firing. We've got the Emperor's army now moving forward with their ladders, which is good to see. God, look at that. They're like, all right, so the rabble did all the heavy lifting. Now we take the glory. We do it for Rhun, for the future of Rhun. Looks like the cav, yep, the cav is dead. You know what? I think Glowbox wasn't even paying attention, and the runic cav just charged in and wiped him out. So that's pretty tough. That's the tricky thing about watching over like different flanks. It's hard to manage your entire army. Alright guys, so welcome back. I didn't want to cut out too much. I do want to show what's going on here. Nothing crazy yet, but we do have some Gondor militia who are trying to hold the walls. I guess they're trying to activate these arrow towers as long as possible, trying to take out as many soldiers as possible. And then we have the Emperor's army who is at the walls with some ladders. Now, there was a crazy bombardment of troops from the trebuchet, which I was thinking about showing you, but they didn't get a single good hit. They killed about 1-2 soldiers, you know, left and right, but there was no like 20 kills or anything like that. Most of the trebuchet shots missed, and it really wasn't worth showing you, but it was a pretty crazy bombardment in the center. So yeah, the forces are moving up. It looks like he's going to easily take the walls. I also want to show you some good news for Gondor. They are falling back. They are retreating to the final stand over here, which is a very, very wise decision. Hopefully they have enough archers to take on the huge amount of archers that Rhun has. What I fear what's going to happen in this battle is that Rhun is going to take these walls, and Gondor's just going to sit back here at this hill, and Rhun's going to shoot them to death, which would be pretty sad for Gondor. So Rhun's making some great progress here, but I still think Gondor has a chance with the help of the dwarven catapult. So this is just a little recap to show you guys what's going on. Let's see, I think there's some forces over here trying to get to the trebuchet. Actually, you know what? The trebuchet is retreating. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. The trebuchet's time is pretty much spent. They're pretty much out of ammo, and they're really not getting too many kills. Like, he even stopped using fire ammo because I think he wants more accurate shots. He's trying to take out this catapult. But the great thing about the trebuchet, it has great range, but it has terrible accuracy. So what we're gonna do now, guys, is just fast forward once again and witness the final push for this stronghold. Alright guys, welcome back once again. I made a ginormous cut there. You did not really miss much. It was mostly moving of troops. Rhun is just, you know, getting his army set up. They did move up some ladders. They also attacked with a couple of depleted troops, but it really wasn't that interesting or important to the outcome of the battle. So you missed that. And also, you see this ram over here? This small unit of hillmen pushed this ram to open the gate, and they just let it happen. I think that was a big mistake from Gondor. What they should have done is actually send a unit out and stop the ram, because whenever you see a ram not supported, you should always charge out and try to kill them, because what that's going to do is, first off, it's going to keep your gate closed, and then they're going to have to send more forces to try to take out that gate, and they're going to lose a lot of soldiers to the arrow towers. So I think that was a pretty big mistake from the defenders there. But nonetheless, the assault has begun. You can see another ladder over here in this position. We do have some hillmen trying to take out this position, but they are going to be slaughtered with the support of the arrow towers and the infantry nearby. Here comes more troops. This is some clansmen taking on the dwarven general. And this, even though the defenders are greatly outnumbered in this situation, this is going to be no easy task for the attackers. First off, they don't have any artillery to knock down any breaches in the walls, and they only have a couple ladders. So they're going to lose a lot of soldiers to these arrow towers. So it's going to be really tough. If Rhun does win this battle, then they're probably going to win with few troops, and it's going to be a well-deserved victory after losing so many soldiers. But the dwarven general, he's taking on these like rabble type troops, the very weak troops, and he's just like, yes, keep them coming, keep them coming. Send your weak troops to me. So yeah, the dwarves should be able to hold for a while. Also, we got some halberds, very weak dwarven armies that broke earlier and only returned because of the town center. There's some guards of Khazad-dûm watching this flank. He does have some archers over here, and the catapult, very good shots from the catapult. I was afraid that they were going to do this. He had this like box formation over here. Probably shouldn't do that because that's just like asking to get killed from archers. So good response though with the catapult trying to silence those archers, taking out a good chunk of them. Here comes another volley. Oh, yes, very good hits. But remember, they need to save some of that ammo for the infantry that are going to be pushing at the choke point. Yeah, just keep the men behind the walls. You'll be good to go. There you go. Just do that. We do have some cav over here. It looks like they're eager to charge in. More infantry pushing on this flank. Let's see. They've got a lot of reserves over here, but, you know, overall, this is going to be a tough fight. And I do like the fact that most of the forces over here are attacking on the flank because there's less of a resistance. That's pretty smart from Mr. Deluxe Penguin. See, there's a lot of fighting over here still. The dwarves are taking on a lot of numbers. The dwarven general, he's just sitting back there like, come on, men, keep up the fight. Man, keep getting tickles in my throat. Alright, here's more and more forces coming in. Yeah, they keep sending in the lower end troops to take out this flank. Keep the troops occupied over here. The guards of Khazad-dûm, they have to constantly watch this ladder because you never know when these forces will storm on in. And the archers, no, Gondor, what are you doing? Stop! Stop! Don't form this position yet. They're getting slaughtered, careless casualties right here. Losing a lot of good men. In this situation, you need every single man. You cannot lose a soul like this. So I don't know why he's forming up like that. I guess he's really afraid of the cav just storming in and taking out the catapults. But this is a tough situation. But what can you do? I guess he'd rather do this. This is a very neat formation too. I give him that. But he does, look, the dwarves have like one guy over here, one Gondor guy over here just to keep these arrow towers activated. And they are racking up some kills. So this is pretty tough for the attackers. It's going to be really challenging. But they are taking control of this back flank. They need to send forces over here, or they just need to retreat to the town center and hold this choke point right here. But yeah, they're definitely making a lot of progress here. The Emperor's army, a very wise army indeed. Got the reserves back here. No need to charge them in yet. Pretty soon the Golden Army here is going to charge down this this wall and be able to attack the Dwarven General, which the Dwarven General is getting surrounded. It's not looking good. He's bloodied up. They're now, oh, and he's dead. Dead to the hands of the clan guard. And now the guards of Khazad-dûm, they're like, no. They're going to charge in. Or where are the guards of Khazad-dûm? What are they doing? Where'd they go? There they are. They're actually running down this way. Yep, they're falling back. Everyone's falling back. He realizes that he just doesn't have enough troops to hold back this massive army of easterlings. But the brave Blackroot Vale archers still fighting at this this wall position. Here we go. Man, the guards of Osgiliath, they lost a lot of good men from that archer fire. Now is the time to charge in this cav. I mean, they would just cause havoc. They would stop the army from forming up over here. It would not be pretty. He needs to get out of shield wall. It's really slowing him down. There he goes. Get out of there. And here comes the guards of Khazad-dûm. They realize that they have to do this. This is their only hope. The only way they're going to win this engagement. They do have some arrow towers activated up here, which is good. More forces. There they go, falling back. Here comes the cav. Come on, get inside there. I don't want to lose. No, 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 don't turn around. You still have time. All right, he's going to send in his Citadel guard to try to stop this this cav unit. At least they got the guards of Khazad-dûm in there. It looks like they're kind of glitching out with the pathfinding, which is unfortunate. I love the little defenses here from Paladinbob. He did a great job forming this battle, this battlefield. And here we go. They are victorious. They defeated the Blackroot Vale archers. And now they're going to be able to pour in through this flank and set up some archers. This is the biggest concern right here. Oh, looks like they're trying to form Sheltron formation. Maybe. The dwarves are, yeah, they're really glitching out here. That's got to suck. And now we have Rhun pouring in their infantry through the main gate. And this is going to be the final stand. The last brave stand of the men and dwarves. I was about to say elves, but, you know, whatever. There we go. Quickly reform. Did he get his Citadel Guard out of there? I think so. Yeah, I think he got that extra unit who was watching over the flank. So here we go. We got some infantry coming in. He's trying to get them in there. Let's see. They're going to hold right here. This is awesome. Very cool position. Come on, charge in there. Oh, no, he's going to give it up. He's going to let his archers do the dirty work. Oh, we still have some dwarves up here. Activating these towers. Yeah, they're really relying on the towers. Here comes the guards of Osgiliath, ready to hold this flank. It's going to be a tough situation. Yeah, now they're just getting hit hard with archers. This is why you can't give up the walls, and this is why they probably should have kept some archers alive for the final stand. Because, yeah, these archers are going to do a lot of damage, and Gondor doesn't really have an answer for them. There they go. Some very interesting tactics here. Yeah, he needs to get them out of sight of those archers. Look at that. They are just dropping left and right. There's nothing he can do about it. I just hope they charge in. I don't want to see, like, an archer battle. That would be kind of sad. Yeah, the dwarves are now getting cut down. Oh, he is firing his catapult. He realizes that there's not going to be a lot of opportunities to use the catapult. Honestly, he should fire at the archers over here. Here comes more and more troops. The archer's still letting loose some arrows. Alright, here we go. So we're going to fast forward a little bit. Let's see what happens here. Is he going to charge in his cav? I think so. No, we still have some archers just firing point blank almost in the faces of the Citadel Guard. They should do a little bit better against that arrow fire, but they are going to lose a lot of men. But there's nothing he can do about it. There's literally nothing. Is he retreating? He's reforming. But yeah, they're just sitting ducks over here. I just hope that, there we go. He is using the artillery over here. I just hope that Rhun charges in for a cinematic effect. I mean, I know this is valid strategy. There we go. Getting them by surprise. And then this other unit watching this flank to make sure the troops don't come in. We'll do normal speed now. There we go. Finally, they're charging in their infantry. The Emperor's army trying to push and take out this final stand. But Gondor will not give up that easy. It will fight to the end. Alright, come on, Rhun. Just charge in. You've done enough damage. There we go. There we go. Mr. Deluxe Penguin. He's going in. He realizes that there's a gap in the defense. And the dwarves need to push in to close that gap. There we go. Guards of Khazad-dûm, the final dwarven unit in this battle. There we go. Should slow him down. Come on, slow him down. And these guards of Osgiliath need to turn around, reform quickly. There is some friendly fire coming in, so that's good for the dwarves. Balance of power is not, you know, considering the position that Gondor and the dwarves are in, it's not crazy in favor of Rhun. You know, I mean, it is in favor of Rhun, but I would think that it would be way more in favor. But that just shows how close this battle is. Defeat seems certain for the flag rim over here. Uh-oh. The halberdiers, the halbs. And then here's the last stand. Then we got archers up on the walls. Small units, so it's not that big of a deal. Oh, look at this. The guards of Osgiliath doing some damage, man. Trying to save the day. This catapult. Oh, there we go. There's still hope at last. There's hope. There's always hope. Let's see if this catapult can save the day. Just a couple more good hits. He can cause a chain rout. He can cause some massive breaking. That's what catapults are known for. I've seen it many times before in Medieval 2 Total War and mods alike, where the catapult just saves the day. Oh, come on. You can't miss. You got to get every hit. You got to. Let's see if he's gonna take out these flag rim here. The dwarves are surrounded, man. You gotta support them. Come on, catapults. Come on, fire. Oh, no. There we go. Took out a good amount. 3 of them. Oh, they're fighting to the death, it looks like. The dwarves are still holding strong. Gondor, though, is thinning really quickly on this flank. Flag rim coming in. Oh, the dwarves might win over here. I don't know. You never underestimate the dwarves, man. There's a lot of arrows coming in, though. And I think Rhun has a lot of ammo. Oh, wow. How is one of the catapults destroyed? Do they have their own catapult in? Oh, they do. They must have fired and got a good hit. That's unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate. Oh, they're turning around. They're going to try to help out Gondor's front now. The guards of Osgiliath doing everything they can, even though it's only a unit of 11. The balance of forces are evenly matched over here. If they can quickly win on that flank, they could send over some troops to help fight over here. Yeah, this is not a pretty sight for Gondor. Oh my goodness! What? Yeah, he's really trying to snipe out that catapult. If I was controlling catapult, I would go for the cav here. Oh, this is so close, guys. This is pretty dang close. I mean, the biggest issue is those archers, which might save the day for Rhun. But the infantry is having a tough time. The Emperor's army. We're down to the last couple minutes of this siege battle. I do want to give a big thank you to all viewers out there who have been watching this battle. It means a lot to me, and I'm so glad you enjoy the custom scenarios made by Paladinbob as much as I do. Friendly fire coming in, that's good. Some special abilities going on from the generals. Oh, they're down to 32 men. Not good. But are they winning over here? It's still going on, this fight. They just need to break these guys, and they are fighting to the death. Or are they? No, they're not wavering. These dwarves need to hurry up, man. There's only 34 left, though, and those archers are getting tons of kills. Tough situation, really tough. There you go, there you go. Getting 3 kills there. It's better than nothing. Better than nothing. Do they have enough? I don't know. I don't know. Come on, dwarves. Kill this unit already, man. There's another shot. Oh, did they take out the catapult? They took out the catapult. The dwarves have done it. They pulled off a miracle, but they're going to need more miracles in this battle to be able to win this one. So there they go. They're winding it up, ready to go. They're moving it closer to get a better angle, I assume. And the guards of Khazad-dûm just break, Rhun. Just break. I can't believe it, man. They're down to 3 men. 3 men, and they will not break. Just making it really difficult for the defenders. I really feel for them. I've been there before. And oh, here comes the cav. But will they buy enough time for the dwarves to form up another battle line? Where are the dwarves going? No, you can't. Don't go for the archers. Don't go for the... Look at the lone Osgiliath. He's like, I will stand here with my 1 pike, and I will defeat any man that crosses my path. But here comes the cav, and I think that's going to be it for the defenders. Once the flanks have been opened, the floodgates have opened, and there's really nothing they can do about it. I think the dwarves should have charged the other way. Even though you've got these archers on the flank, they just didn't have enough troops. I think they were a little sloppy in their defense over here. And let's just kind of zoom over this fight that took place. A lot of dead soldiers here. But yeah, they were a little sloppy. I think the dwarves were. They could have done a little bit of better job here. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe they should have committed less troops here and focused more of their attention on this front. But I do appreciate the aggressive play. A lot of dead Easterlings died in this gruesome battle, but the army will be victorious and the dead will be victorious. And there we go. They're taking out the supply line, and that's really going to hurt or even completely stop the Gondorian invasion. So I hope you enjoyed this battle, guys. I don't know what's really left of this battle. Maybe some dwarves, I guess. But we'll go ahead and fast forward. This one has to be probably one of my favorite custom scenarios, just because how unique it was. That battle in that valley was amazing. And also, it wasn't super laggy. It was well optimized. I like how Paladinbob didn't just have massive amounts of troops. The armies were still very large, but it had high frame rate during the scenario. And this one was just super creative, really, really fun. So again, Paladinbob, thank you so much for this scenario. Well done to you, my friend. You are just getting better and better at making these, and I really, really enjoyed this one. So yeah, and again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. The dwarves are cornered over here, so yeah, they're fighting to the death. That is the reason why this battle's still going on. So fantastic, and they're gonna control the town center. They are out of time, and it's not like they could have, the dwarves could have taken it back. But yeah, here is the Captain Ori. So here's the results. Gondor getting 3,000 kills, which is the most kills. And then we have the dwarves getting 2,292. The dwarves had a bigger army than Gondor too, but Gondor did have, they had the very strategic positioning on the cliffs. Now look at the army sizes here. This is crazy. So I think this was the Emperor here, Margaz, getting the most kills, just under 1,000. And then we got 796 by Captain Bori. So he did pretty good. And let's see, the lowest amount of kills was Kargi. Anyways, good game to all players. Really, really fun. I do enjoy these scenarios. Here is, I believe, Paladinbob's stats here. Let's see, who did the best? 101. Clan Warriors actually doing the best, which is kind of crazy. So here we can look at all the armies. I'll just scroll through so you can look at the stats here. So there you go, and here's the last one. So fantastic, really, really fun. Thanks again for watching. If you did enjoy this battle, please be sure to give a like, a comment, a share. I worked really hard on this commentary. Paladinbob worked really hard on this scenario, especially Paladinbob, man. He did a great job. So I appreciate it with the likes and the shares. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.